Hello, welcome to Progressive Short Takes. And this is Joe Firestone. I think there are many of you who know me from the In Depth show, and that's good. But I'm now venturing into short streams. I shouldn't say short streams, but short videos. These are not actually live streams. I'll be posting them, in a number of places. But for tonight, I want to talk a little bit about why we ought to keep the pressure on Joe Biden and why progressives should not accede to pressure never to criticize Joe Biden or to say a negative word about him. Now, yes, I agree, Trump is much worse, and he cannot be allowed to win. He cannot be allowed to win. That's quite true. But Trump has proven to my satisfaction that he is a fascist. We cannot allow 4 more years for a fascist to turn the United States into a fascist state. Now, I'm not about to claim that we're a democracy now. In my view, we are now what Sheldon Wallen called an inverted totalitarian state, where people are controlled by manipulation and various other tactics, and where the democratic facade is just that, only a facade. But I think an inverted but totalitarian state is one that can more easily be evolved towards a democracy than a fascist state can. And I think that such a state is also one perhaps that may be a bit better for people, in general, not nearly, as brutal, but brutal enough, as we saw before the Trump administration. And when certain people get elected to the presidency, such a state can become very, very brutal as it's trending towards fascism. But I still think that Trump cannot be allowed to win. But that still leaves open the question of, can we support Biden best by keeping the pressure on him, being as critical as we can on him? Or can we support him best by not criticizing him and by following the lead of Biden, his consultants, and his people who are trying their best, to deliver a coherent message in the campaign, which is basically, let's get back to normal and let's not rock the boat. The reason why I think it's better to criticize and to let things go, why it's better to continue to push Biden, is because if we can push Biden to the left, we will help him. He will be more electable because there will be a greater contrast between he and Trump. And more people will go to vote for him. There will be a bigger margin, a victory. It will be easier for Democrats who are really Democrats to win in Congress, and in the Senate. We can improve the overall situation greatly if we can drive Joe Biden to the left. So I think we should do everything we can possibly do to do that. Okay, and I'm going to withhold my support for Biden until he does move to the left. I also think that if he does not move to the left, okay, and if he does lose, it will be his fault. He alone will be responsible. Even now, if there are many voters in his corner or tending towards his corner who have any doubts about him, those doubts could be resolved if he embraced a Medicare for All platform. Those doubts could be resolved if he embraced a Green New Deal. Those doubts could be resolved if he embraced student debt elimination. Those doubts could be resolved if he embraced free college for all and free child care for all. In other words, if he embraced more of the Bernie Sanders agenda, he would do far better in their campaign than he is doing, okay, at this point. Okay, I think this is a paradox, but it's not a paradox that's in conflict with democracy and democratic theory. It's one that's in line of it. Because if we really believe in the democracy, then criticism makes us stronger. But the criticism of those in office, when the criticism is legitimate criticism, will make the people who are running for office and the people in office stronger, because it will be easier for them to adapt to changes in the environment. If Trump pulls something out of the hat, okay, at the last minute, and Biden is for Medicare for all and for the Green New Deal and for the other things I mentioned earlier, then it's going to be much easier for Biden to retain the support he has. And believe me, Trump will pull surprises. As he gets increasingly desperate, he'll be casting around for new and different things to do. Biden has to be ready. He has to have taken a stronger position. The positions he's taken now are simply not strong enough. So that's it. I'll see you soon with another of these short takes.